Have you ever experienced a boner emergency? Or rather, like a lack of boner emergency? Let me know if you can relate to this. Let's call him Sean. Sean was a coaching client of mine, and he had finally started dating the girl of his dreams. They had gone out a few times and they had not slept together, but at the end of their third date, he had a good feeling that this was about to change. They went back to his place, they started making out super hot and heavy. They were both into it, and this was the moment that he was waiting for. But then, his worst nightmare. No matter how hot and how heavy things got, he remained soft. Before they said goodbye, she whispered that she couldn't wait to pick up where they left off, and that drove him even more crazy. He had an erection that night, thinking about the date. He woke up uncomfortably hard the following morning, just fantasizing about the date they'd had the night before. On that date, he'd even gotten a half chub watching her bowling. I mean, every time she swung the ball, he would practically lose it. But then there they were, the moment of truth. Now, Sean had been a long-term client of mine. He'd worked with me to overcome his performance anxiety and premature ejaculation in the months prior. And he definitely had a moment of panic when it dawned on him that he might now be dealing with ED. Luckily, he was able to center himself and remember what I taught him. In just a couple minutes, he shifted his focus from embarrassment. He used a few simple tricks, and he was sporting a thick stiffy in a jiffy. I had to. The truth is, this happens to the best of them. Healthy guys, young guys, guys that are new in relationships, guys that have been married for 20 years. It is a super common experience to occasionally have issues getting or keeping it up. And I've shared lots of long-term solutions to getting and maintaining erections, but in this video, I'm going to share my SOS emergency guide to getting a rock-hard dick in the moment fast. If you're familiar with my Hard As You Want methodology and course, then you already know that erections are the result of a number of systems working together in a sort of concert. You can think about it like an orchestra. All it takes is for one instrument to be off and the whole thing can fall apart. It's all about identifying what's off so that you can get your flat note back up in tune. So without further ado, here's how to check the violins, the microphones, the conductor, even the damn timpani, so that you'll be hitting her with that sweet crescendo in no time. The first thing to check is your mindset. Once you feel that initial panic or feeling of insecurity, you're at a fork in the road. Most men lean into the panic and it ends up worsening the situation. When you panic, you release cortisol and adrenaline, which make it hard to get hard. The first thing you have to do is remind yourself that you are actually more than your erection and there is nothing to panic about. I mean, at the end of the day, whether you get hard in a single situation is not life or death. Remember, that's what cortisol and adrenaline were designed to do in our bodies, like let us know that something is life or death. Your ancestors didn't panic over their insecurities. They panicked over getting eaten by saber-toothed tigers. And I'd be willing to bet that none of them had boners while running away from those predators. I mean, none that survived anyways. Sexual arousal relies on you being in the present moment. So try to focus on the person in front of you, how wonderful it is to be intimate with them, boner or not. Breathing techniques are a fast and reliable way to get out of your head and into your body, thus turning away from the panic. Try a simple 4-7-8 breathing technique, in for 4, hold for 7, exhale for 8, or any other technique that you can remember in the moment that will get you out of fight or flight mode. It might sound counterintuitive, but the better that you are at stopping the worry, the faster the erection can come back. Now that your mindset is sorted, you can shift your attention to number 2, the setting. Sometimes performance anxiety comes completely from within, but it can also be caused or at least supported by environmental factors. The next step in your system check is figuring out if there's anything that's stopping you from getting it in. Are you nervous that the neighbors might hear or see you? Are you distracted by the laundry that you forgot to put away? Maybe it's so quiet that you can hear a pin drop and you just need some music in order to get the energy right. If you notice that something is distracting you, take a couple minutes and address it. So many men try to overcome these feelings of discomfort and just power through, which only gets them more in their heads. Instead, it's so much better and easier to just make the adjustment that you need in order to feel at ease in the environment. Take care of yourself first so that you can take care of her. She will understand, I promise. The second part of addressing your environment is taking care of the elephant in the room, specifically the trunk part that's not cooperating. Speaking what's going on in your head out loud has the magical, effect of taking its power away. Tell your partner what you need and express what's going on. The silent pressure of secretly trying to get hard while your partner's just laying there oblivious is an obvious boner killer. Get it out into the open, relieve the pressure, name what's going on, you'll be back on track in no time. And if you feel like you're spiraling or that the hard-on that you're going for just isn't going to happen, it is totally okay to take your foot off of the gas and take a break. Hit pause and come back to it. Slow dance in the kitchen. Have a great conversation. Make out for a while. Make out for a long time with no expectations of a clear progression to sex, which, by the way, is actually kind of hot. Like when you don't know exactly what's going to happen, maybe sex, maybe not. A great example is like when you forget what you were going to say. Sometimes the best solution is to stop straining to figure it out, move on in the conversation, and then bam, it hits you. Which brings me to number 3. Get turned on. You know, or I hope you know, because you've been subscribed to this channel, what gets you going? What makes you horny? Is it possible that that's absent? Maybe your partner isn't doing it for you in the way that you need. If you're struggling to get hard, the fastest way to get there is often just to ask specifically for what you need. For example, are you like an ass guy and you really get off on butts? Maybe you need to bury your face in hers in order to get you there. Maybe you like a dry hand job instead of a wet and sloppy BJ. Oh, good, okay. Everybody has their preferences, and great sex requires that you voice them, which we can be a little timid about, especially in situations like Sean was in, right? It's his first time with this girl, he doesn't want to mess it up. He kind of just wants to go with the flow, let her guess what he needs. It's not always the nicest thing to do to either one of you. And of course, sometimes we need a little fantasy to get us there, and there's nothing wrong with that. So think about maybe a sexy scene from your favorite adult movie, or like a steamy memory from a recent time with an ex. Maybe it's the hot barista that you fantasize about. Do whatever you need in the moment to turn yourself back on and watch what happens. There is a time and a place for everything. You got this. And remember, let me know in the comments what you think. I do read them. And don't forget to subscribe for more weekly content. I'm Caitlin B, and I'll see you here next week. Bye-bye.